Good morning and welcome to 755 Live, about 5 minutes of what Jesus said. These Jesus Said segments are also available at our weekday Bible plan at bible.today.church. And if you watch these videos, read the Bible plan, if this is meaningful to you, it would really mean a lot to me and help out as we try to spread the word about Jesus. If you like this, if you comment, if you share it, I just really appreciate all the support for these videos. The goal here is to do what Jesus said to do, which was go make disciples by teaching these new disciples to obey all the commands that I have given you. So the 755 Live takes the commands, teachings, and example of Jesus and kind of puts it in a soundbite version so that we can have a call to action. And so today's call to action, today's soundbite is Jesus said, don't show off, pray. Nobody likes to show off. Jesus said, don't show off, pray. This comes from Matthew 6, and I'm going to read verse 5 through 8. When you pray, don't be like the hypocrites who love to pray publicly on the street corners and in the synagogues where everyone can see them. I tell you the truth, that is all the reward they will ever get. But when you pray, go away by yourself, shut the door behind you, and pray to your Father in private. Then your Father, who sees everything, will reward you. When you pray, don't babble on and on as the Gentiles do. They think their prayers are answered by merely by repeating their words again and again. Don't be like them, for your Father knows exactly what you need even before you ask Him. Now, this is part of what we call the Sermon on the Mount, a long series of teachings that Jesus gave in kind of a natural amphitheater situation. He went up to a mountain and was speaking to the people. And this Jesus Said today is the setup for Jesus' teaching on the Lord's Prayer, which would actually be more correctly called the disciples' prayer. And right after this, in verse 9, he says, pray like this, and he gives this model prayer. But Jesus is dealing not just with the example and the how-to and a checklist of how to pray. He's also dealing with some heart issues here. And he says, don't show off, just pray. He said, don't be like the hypocrites, those who wear a mask, who pray to be seen. Now, does that mean that we should never pray in public? Well, absolutely not. It's about our motive. It's about our heart. It's about our humility. Paul said in 1 Timothy 2 and 8, he said, I want men to pray in every place, lifting up holy hands without anger or dispute. We see examples of public prayer in the early church. In Acts, they were praying in the temple publicly and also praying privately. So this isn't some kind of exclusive, you're never supposed to pray in public kind of commandment, but this is a heart issue. We also see Paul giving instructions to how prayer and how church events are supposed to happen in 1 Corinthians 14. In verse 23, he said, if unbelievers or people who don't understand come into the church and they hear craziness, they hear everyone speaking in unknown languages, they'll think you are crazy. Well, Jesus said, don't babble on and on like the Gentiles do. He was talking about not praying, not doing things to be seen, but to do it with the right motive. He also said to pray in private, close the door, praying in secret. It's not exclusive, that's not the only way to pray, but it's about having a consistent time and place for prayer. Prayer is not just about repeating the same things over and over. It's not about being seen. It's not about making a show. Prayer is a relationship that changes us, not God. Prayer doesn't change God's to-do list. Prayer changes our to-do list. And prayer isn't about being seen or setting even a good example. Prayer is about having a relationship. And it changes us. And that change should be humility and selfishness. It's about God and others too, not all about me. That's why Jesus gave us the model prayer in plural. Our Father, give us. Prayer isn't about focusing on self. It's about denying ourselves and focusing on God and the needs of others. So why do we pray? Is it to be seen or to be heard, to put on a show, to make us feel better? No. Jesus said, don't show off, pray. How can we put that into action